Hey everybody, thanks very much for joining me today. It's very much appreciated. So today I have a new piece of gear for 2024. Something I've already used on an overnight trip, something I've been testing extensively in the house, and I'm excited to share it with you. It's from Setpower PT45. It's a budget dual zone fridge freezer. This thing is awesome. Let's take a look. So those of you who've been watching the channel for a while know that I've totally bought into the idea of taking these 12-volt fridge freezers camping with me. If you're RV camping, boat camping, truck camping, these things are amazing. They've really simplified the way I camp. I absolutely love them. This was our former setup. Two excellent coolers. This is a 35 to 40 liter from Ozark Trail. It's an excellent cooler, and it really does a great job for 4 or 5 days if you put about 20 pounds of ice in the bottom of this. 20 pounds of block. Now block ice sometimes is hard to find. We usually made it ourselves, but that takes up a significant amount of space inside this cooler. So much space that we'd have to bring a separate cooler just for drinks. This is a 28 liter cooler from Lifetime. Again, another excellent cooler. Not knocking them, but they come with a few issues. First of all, you're dealing with ice. I hate dealing with ice because you're dealing with water and it can create a problem. But this Setpower is a 48 quart cooler that you don't have to put ice in. You know, all that space can be used for your food, not ice. And you can have one side fridge, one side freezer, or you can have this side fridge, this side freezer. But you know, the convenience of having this is why I'm so bought into these 12-volt units. Now you might say, yes, you have to bring a battery with you. Yes, you do have to bring a battery with you or some way to power the unit. But this battery pack is not a one-trick pony. You can use it for other things, for lighting, for powering up your electronics. So it's not only to power the fridge, you can use it in many ways. And if you bring a solar panel with you, which I highly recommend, you can actually power this fridge indefinitely. So when I opened up the box and took a look at the PT45, the first thing that struck me was the quality of the construction. It seems very well built. Setpower sent me this for review. Thank you very much, Setpower. I really do think it's a great unit. And there will be a coupon code for you later on in the video. So if you're interested in purchasing one of these, you're going to save a healthy little bit of money. So it is a quality unit. Steel and plastic construction. I'll put the dimensions and the weight on the screen right now. But the handles are high quality. You can use these handles to strap the unit down to the vehicle. And they're really nice to grab and carry. The latches engage very positively. It really does lock nice. And underneath the lid, there's a really nice gasket, keeping the cold in, keeping the heat out. Now one thing, there is no drain on this unit. It's a very well-priced unit, a budget dual zone for sure. So that's probably a cost savings. But if you spill something in it, just wipe it out. You don't really need a drain hole in my experience. Now let's take a look inside, and then after that we'll look at the interface. The unit comes with a DC plug. You can plug that into your vehicle, cigarette lighter, or any power station. Dual zone, as we spoke about. A generous freezer, a really nice size fridge, or as I said before, you can swap them out. If you have more frozen items to take with you, make this side your freezer, make this side your fridge. It's really up to you. You have a lot of options. You can have both sides as your freezer, as I mentioned before, both sides as your fridge, and there is a lot of room inside here. So let's get some quick dimensions on this unit. So the large side of this dual zone fridge freezer is about 10.5 inches wide, 11.5 inches front to back, and about 15.5 inches deep. That is huge. Just think about those dimensions and what you could put in there, especially since you don't have to put any ice. Now, this may seem really random, but this is an entire bone-in leg of lamb. This PT45 just swallows it. You can see how much more space is still in there. It'll even lay flat in the bottom. This is ginormous. The possibilities are endless. And yes, I do take lamb when I'm camping. Let's just take another look at the other side. The dimensions on the smaller side are, again, 11.5 front to back, about 7.5 wide, but only 9 inches tall. It's not as deep because the compressor is underneath this side. I would probably use this side more often than not as my freezer side, this for my fresh goods, but you can mix it up. Freezer over here, fridge here, it doesn't matter. You can change that all from the interface in the front. That's a look at the inside. Let's take a look at that interface now. I'm going to use the EB55 to power up the unit, and I will be doing an efficiency test later on. I'll show you how long the EB55 can run this Setpower PT45. So here's the interface. I hope you guys can read that. If not, I do apologize. Turning on the unit, as simple as that. These controls are for the right bin, these controls for the left bin. You have your compressor speed right here and your battery protection. Compressor speed is controlled by this button. It's on max right now. You want to have it on max if you're plugged into AC. The night before you go camping, you want to chill this unit down quickly, plug it into your AC cord, and max. When you're on the road, put it back down to minimum. You're going to have your best results that way. The right bin is set up and down right here. Simple as that. Right now it looks like we're in Fahrenheit. You can change it to Celsius by pushing these two buttons in. There we go, we're in Celsius. Go back to Fahrenheit. Controls for the left bin are just as easy to use. No issues there. Now, battery protection is important if you want to plug this into your vehicle. Now, we plug into our vehicle a lot because we take this unit grocery shopping with us. We're in the country. An outing could take several hours. We want to keep our frozen items frozen, our fresh items fresh, so we'll take a unit like this and use it. So you can set the battery protection to high, low, or medium. It's just a high cutoff point for your vehicle battery so that you don't come out to a battery that will not crank over and start. Now, I like having it set to a high cutoff point. That's where I'm comfortable. But you can have it set to low if you like. One feature that's nice is when you open the lid of the cooler, this LED light automatically comes on to light the interior of the cooler. You can clearly see what's inside. There's a light on both bins. Really nice feature. So I went over some of the features of the unit. I've shown you how to use the display, but one question everybody has is how much power will these use? How long can I run it off a single battery charge of my battery pack? Well, let's do a test right now. I'm going to run this off the EB55 until the EB55 gets to 0. So I'm all set to run the test to see how long the EB55 will run this PT45. On the right bin I have 24 cans of Pepsi. As you can see, you can stack Pepsi 3 high. And there's room for another 24 cans, by the way. 48 cans of Pepsi on the right side of this cooler. And over here on the smaller side, we have a bag of ice and a couple of cartons of ice cream. Tim Hortons salted caramel ice cap ice cream. Is there nothing you can't do, Tim Hortons? Alright, so let's start the test. See how long the EB55 will keep this pop cold and the ice cream frozen. Okay, the Setpower PT45 is all loaded up. The Bluetti is at 100%. This device will tell us how long the EB55 is able to power the PT45. So we'll just start the AC up. There, everything is set back to 0. The timer's going to start now. There we go. It'll tell us how much time elapsed. It also measures the wattage. The compressor just came on, so it's measuring the wattage that is being used. So the test has begun. I'll show you the settings that I'm going to have on the Setpower PT45, just for reference. So I think we'll have the freezer section down to -14 and the fridge section cooling at +4. That should do the trick. So it is the next morning now. Everything is shut down. It's been run down to 0. So the Bluetti ran the Setpower PT45 for 15 hours 28 minutes. 15 hours and 28 minutes. Everything is in good shape. This is a 521 watt-hour power bank. I would call this a small to medium power bank, but it is the largest power bank I own. And it ran this fridge for 15 hours and a half almost, which is pretty good. So what does that mean practically? Well, even with a small power bank like this one, you could run this fridge with a solar panel indefinitely, because with a 200 watt solar panel you can easily charge something like this up during the day and run the fridge only on battery power throughout the night. I know this for a fact because I've done it many times with different fridges. So it is quite possible to have a small power bank, run a beautiful fridge like this for days on end, in the summer even. So that's a pretty good little test, and I would rate this pretty efficient as far as fridges go. Nice job. So I'm going to wrap up my review of the Setpower PT45. I'm going to do it in the back of my wife's car because she's on her way to Costco. She wants to bring this with her. There's a lot of things to like about this cooler. The build quality is great. I found it to be very efficient. The size of it is a sweet spot for me. They have a 35 and a 55. This one sits right in the middle. I really like the PT45. Now they also have a 3-year warranty. A 3-year warranty on the compressor. The compressor is the most expensive part of this unit. If Setpower is going to guarantee it for 3 years, kudos to them. There's also a 1-year warranty on all the other components. Now, I really love this. It's going to be incorporated into my truck camper build. I'm in the process of doing that now. And I'll leave a link to Setpower down below. You can check out their other fridges. Maybe you want to buy this one.